Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Howard Lutnick predicts that the Supreme Court will back President Trump.
And he goes, that seems too much. Can I put a tariff on them and do a little less? And they say, no, sir, you can't. With any country. And their lawyers, like Justice Kavanaugh says, imagine a meeting in the Oval Office with the president where, and this was his cross-examination of their lawyer, and he says, you've said he could embargo, he could cut off trade with any country. And their lawyer said, I agree. He goes, imagine telling the president in the Oval Office, sir, you can blow up trade with this country. And he goes, that seems too much. Can I put a tariff on them and do a little less? And they say, no, sir, you can't. And Justice Kavanaugh says, that seems like a very odd donut to me. I mean, how could you let that happen? It just didn't make sense. The justices were on the president's side. You're hearing it here from me. President Trump is going to win this case.
Nice. And let's look at Scott Bessent. What does he say?
I was very impressed with some of them, with their, obviously broad and vast knowledge of legal history. Many of them had a very good understanding of the economic emergency, and many of them understood what President Trump was trying to do, in terms of trying to rebalance. And I think they came away understanding that the purpose of the tariffs, the revenue, the tremendous amounts of revenue that we are taking in, is coincident, and the real goal here is to rebalance our trading relationships and bring home manufacturing. So, as I've said many times before, that a proper tariff policy will be a shrinking ice cube, that we will start out with high tariffs, but as the economy gets rebalanced, the tariffs will go down, manufacturing will increase in the U.S., and our domestic tax take will go up. And I think the justices understood that quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it's to some extent, I agree with you. To some extent, the revenues, the tariffs revenues are a byproduct of this new approach to regulating imports. I mean, I think that's it. Now, did they say anything about, how the revenues, like they're going to be very large in year one, okay? Whatever your number is, Mr. Secretary, 300 billion, 400 billion, I don't know what the right number is. How do they think, if they rule against this IEPA, how do they think you're going to get rid of those revenues? How do you think you're going to turn them back? I mean, it would be a monstrous, impossible task.
Well, again, Larry, I'm optimistic, and we don't want to go into it. But I'm confident that the president's emergency powers, that we did have emergencies. The president has dealt with them. He's continuing to deal with them, and we will cross that bridge if we come to it. But I'm confident we won't have to.
So you have the Secretary of Trade and Treasury both stating that President Trump's going to get a huge victory. Hit subscribe. The country will get a huge victory in a couple of days. About Friday now. Hit subscribe. Go to H.A. Goodman, my main channel of almost 300,000 subs, for the next live stream about 5 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Huge Supreme Court win on the horizon.